Remember, a funnel cloud is in the air. If it doesn't touch the ground, it's not a tornado, but nonetheless, we don't know at this moment. So that this radar indicated tornado appears unconfirmed that there has been a funnel cloud associated with it. And you can see here that this is a distinct possibility. So now as we get closer, all right, click that severe thunderstorm there for us, see what that brings up. All right, severe thunderstorm warnings now are in effect for Ashtabula County, Lake and Geauga, and parts of Cuyahoga County. What does that mean for us? When we watch storms, when we say we track storms for you, we watch the history of storms. Now this storm is going to have a history, the one that's coming across the lake into Lake Geauga and Ashtabula counties. This is spawning severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to watch this closely. But again, just want to say, Erie County, according to Erie County 911 call center, Lewis Road is where a funnel cloud was reported. It's being inspected now by the fire chief. He is on the scanner talking about that as well. AJ?
Yeah, just a quick thing to add about this severe thunderstorm warning. We typically look at the threat level of our severe thunderstorm warning, and this one has an actual tag that says considerable. Usually severe thunderstorm warnings, you get the large hail, you get 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This one is packing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. You can see some of the shading here we have. So Ashtabula, places further off to the east, got to stay on alert. But even as this line comes ashore into Erie County, we're going to have to watch it as well, because we're not just dealing with the tornado threat as well as the rainfall threat, but even the damaging winds here with some of these storms, especially this initial line. This is what we were talking about earlier on today with those showers and storms. So we now got a new update here on our tornado warning. Let's click on that one. John, top left.
Oh, yes. The tornado warning.
So it has been extended here. Or maybe it's been cut off a bit. Let's take a look.
I think it's been extended. There it is.
Yep, so it's been extended until 6:30. As we were talking about, that rotation area is moving very, very slow. It took 30 minutes to get from Waterford all the way to Wattsburg, and that's not a far distance. So you can pretty much walk that in 30 minutes. 6:30 p.m. as that tornado warning continues to push further off to the east. The report of the funnel cloud there in the Wattsburg area, or in the Waterford area, still continuing on here further to the east.
Yeah, so with the extension of the tornado warning, we are talking about still a tornado. It is radar indicated rotation, no confirmed touchdown just yet, but we do have a confirmation that a funnel cloud was reported in the Waterford area. This severe thunderstorm that's moving through, it was located over Union City, 17 miles southeast of Erie, and the hazards here: possible tornado, golf ball size hail, which we've had reports of that earlier today, and of course some of the towns: Corey, Union City, Wattsburg, Elgin in Pennsylvania, and of course Clymer, which is right across the border there. You need to be on guard right now. Seek shelter immediately and find a shelter if you are in an unsturdy situation, a car, a mobile home, maybe you're even camping in a camper or so. You need to seek shelter immediately. So the tornado warning has been extended for 30 minutes until 6:30. That tornado warning, of course, issued by the National Weather Service, effective until 6:30. And of course, we're also dealing with a flash flood warning, which is a leading cause of severe weather death. So please stay out of any kind of rising water. Do not drive through it as well. And we do have that severe thunderstorm watch in effect to 11 o'clock. Now, our severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled for Erie County, but has popped back on up as we take a look back into Ashtabula, Lake and Geauga counties in Ohio. And AJ driving the bus here, still looks like a very good portion of the eastern portions of Erie County under that tornado watch warning.
Yeah, certainly that tornado warning, if the National Weather Service thinks it needs to keep on going, that means the rotation is legitimate in that storm. It's exactly what we're seeing just north of the Union City area is where we're seeing our most widespread rotation. So let's get back to what we were looking at there with that sweeping velocity radar. As you can see here, we have a few areas actually of rotation. One of them, the most pronounced one, is actually up towards the Wattsburg area. That one looks to be a relatively loose circulation right, we're talking about this is a radar indicated tornado right now. We have seen the reports of funnel clouds. We're likely seeing a good amount of wind damage there, but several little areas here, as we were talking about, when we want to see tornado formation, which we never want to do, we do see more in the way of the greens and the reds lining on up in a very tight kind of area here. We're seeing that just south of the Wattsburg area, but this continues to push further and further eastward. Not seeing any reports of tornadoes on the ground right now, so that's of course good news, but we certainly need to keep our guard up until the 6:30 time frame passes. So if you're in the Wattsburg area, if you're traveling here in western Chautauqua County, make sure you are getting out of Dodge right now, because we are expecting more in the way, not just of potential for a tornado, but damaging winds, hail up to golf ball size. So our take action, number 3 on our weather impact index, the highest it goes. This is the most serious of them all. A tornado warning means you need to get inside a sturdy building, get down, get as low in the building as possible. If you don't have a basement, the best place to go is the interior location away from windows. Perhaps a bathroom might be the best and safest place to go. And you also want to make sure you're getting things such as pillows, blankets, helmets, anything to protect yourself. These things are unpredictable. We are here to tell you about the possibility of extreme damage. We want to make sure you're staying safe out there, and you guys need to take those precautions and utilize them to your best of ability. So we still do have that enhanced risk for severe weather. We're not just talking about the tornado warning, also that severe thunderstorm warning for Ashtabula County. We'll likely be seeing more here through Erie County over these next several hours, as we do see this next few hours as the storm system continues to push further and further southward. So with our level 3 risk, yes, a few tornadoes are possible. We're not lying when we talk about the potential for these things, and most certainly we have a lot of active things going on our radar right now, between the tornado warning, the flash flood warning for southern Erie County, and then this newest warning, the severe thunderstorm warning for Ashtabula County, that one with 70-mile-per-hour winds as well as some large hail. So a lot of things going on right now. I'll bring John back in here to take us home.
Yeah, we're going to be here until 6:30. This is what we do, and let's just talk about it. There is a tornado warning. We will be on until the end of that tornado warning, even if it covers a small area of the viewing area or a large area, because people's lives are possibly at stake here. So if you're tuning into the news, this is what we're going to be talking about. As you can see, the south and east corner of Erie County, of course, back towards Wattsburg as well, seeing that tornado warning that's in effect. We're no longer under a severe thunderstorm warning, but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings back into Ashtabula, Lake, and Geauga counties. AJ, can we put a track on that rain coming across the lake, and just a general loose way that we're expecting? All day we've been talking about right around 7 o'clock was our concern, and it looks like it's going to be spot on for us out there. So if you have some plans to head on out and about, I would stay home, seek that shelter. If you have friends, neighbors, or there are folks out at soccer practice or so, I'll stand out of the way, AJ. You can put it out towards Bradford if you want. Okay. We are looking at Geneva, Ashtabula, Conneaut, Girard. That means Fairview to Blatia. We're talking within the next 30 minutes or so, heavy and strong gusty winds, heavy downpours, and possibly some hail moving on through. Can't rule out the possibility of yet another tornado warning or so. Northeast, you're going to be affected by this, and of course, also affected by this will be Harbor Creek. Now, we have those issues there with flooding along the lakeshore, and with these winds and outflows from this, we could see a big push of water moving out towards the shoreline. You know that I am enamored with the possibility of a Lake Erie tsunami or Great Lakes tsunami. We might see a rise in some water near lakeshore communities. So if you're out towards the beach, if you're in your boat, you have lakeside property, I'd get away from the lakeshore at this time. That could be a huge concern, as some of that water could be pushed, rise water levels on top of rain levels that are going 1 to 2 inches an hour. Again, some of that rain has been 1 to 3 inches in some areas, with another 1 to 2 just with this system, not counting the next system coming on over. So again, we are looking at that tornado warning. This includes Wattsburg out here, Elgin, Union City, also includes Corey as well, just outside of Clymer, New York, as we can see that loose rotation, as AJ was talking about, really encompassing a long stretch here. You can come on here, Eva. Come on in. What do you got for me out there from 97 up to Wattsburg? What do you got here, Eva?
So these are reports out of the Union City area.
Closer to me here.
Okay, so a report of a rotation in the air and also quarter-size hail reported.
Okay, so Union City, a rotation has been reported out there, and that basically means a funnel cloud was reported out there, and we got the hail, so that's confirmation. Thank you. I know the newsroom is on there. We have folks folks out there coming onto the scene, taking a look at what we got going on. But yeah, this, AJ, is incredibly, really impressive. We're talking from 97 all the way up to Wattsburg and past.
Yeah, so it certainly doesn't help. We got 3 radars, and none of them are in close proximity here to Erie. We got Buffalo, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh, and all of them seeing a little bit different things. I think the best one we've seen so far today has been this Pittsburgh radar. We're tracking 2 areas of rotation. As you can see here, actually, I think the tightest rotation is actually just north and west of the Union City area, and that continues to work further eastward. We've also been watching this one up towards the Wattsburg area. You can see how actually large this tornado warning is for such a small storm, and these continue to work further and further eastward over these next few minutes. So places north of Union City, even Union City, you got to be in your safe place, folks. These things are unpredictable. They can move in different directions without any hint or warning. As we continue over these next few hours, next few minutes, the places to watch most certainly are along Route 97 there, as well as Route 8. If you are on Route 8 right now, go find yourself a place to stop and perhaps get inside, the gas station, things like that. You do not want to be outside in the storm between the hail, the flash flooding, as well as the damaging wind gusts and the potential for a tornado. So a lot of threats with this storm. Once we were talking about, it's rare to see 3 warnings of different nature. We're talking severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, and a flash flood warning, all in effect for this area as we continue to see this rotation. And there we go, our latest update here showing a very broad rotation, but certainly just north of the Union City area where we were tracking a little bit earlier ago. Still looking like a decent rotation. That's why the National Weather Service has continued this tornado warning. We likely will be seeing it continuing here throughout the entirety of the hours. We head further and further eastward, not seeing any real changes here to the rotation as we keep moving forward.
All right. Is there any way, we're talking live on the air, is Jameson available? Because we have severe thunderstorm warnings in Ashtabula County. We do have a crew out there. Can someone ask the control room? I mean, can you see if we can get Jameson out there on the line, seeing what he's seeing? Yeah, let's see what he can do. If he has to call me on the phone, we'll take care of that. We'll put him on the phone for you. Jameson has been covering the anticipation of some of these storms, and Jameson Hicksonbaugh is out in Ashtabula County, so I was just trying to see if we could see what the weather is out there, if we can get a live shot out there. We do know Philip Ward is on his way to look at some possible damage, too, out there into parts of Erie County. Ethan was going to come on in for a second and talk, but nonetheless, let me tell you what we do know here. First, let's recap everything for you. Number 1, there is a tornado warning. It is in effect for another 20 minutes or so until 6:30 that will include towns such as Union City, Wattsburg, Elgin, and Corey, and in between, of course, as well. Get to the lowest floor of your home. Get into an interior room. If you have a basement, get to a basement, of course. Cover your head. If you have an old mattress, if you have an old hockey helmet or a football helmet, put that on. Covering the head, protecting the head is good. Yeah, you may look silly. It sounds goofy out there, but it will protect you from any kind of falling or flying.
Go. Yes, good evening, John. As you mentioned, the city of Ashtabula is currently under a severe thunderstorm warning until about 7 o'clock tonight. I've been here all day long, and I can tell you, really over the past hour or so, the clouds have started to move in, and we are seeing a little bit of drizzle and hearing thunder off in the distance, but nothing too drastic just yet. Earlier today, we did see a little bit of rain for about 10 minutes around 1 o'clock, along with some thunder. That cleared out. It's kind of been somewhat quiet ever since, but we are starting to hear things kind of pick up a little bit. But again, nothing too drastic right now. And I can tell you, I talked to the city manager, and there was some concern. They have a big event coming up this weekend, the Wine and Walleye Fest, but they're hoping everything kind of clears out for that event. But right now, it's definitely a situation they are continuing to closely monitor. And I am told that the city is ready, should there be any damages or anything of that nature. The Public Works Department, they're ready. They got everything gassed up, ready to go, just in case they do see any damages to trees or anything like that. The city is also in constant contact with all the utility companies, and they are going to be able to, they keep in touch with them just to make sure that there's no power outages throughout the area. So again, right now, it is getting a little more cloudy outside, feeling a little bit of rain, but I'll be here. I'll monitor the situation and bring you more as it develops, John.
All right, we're back here. Thank you, Jameson, for being out there. And Jameson, really be prepared for an intense storm with strong winds and, of course, gusty, heavy winds, heavy downpours as well. AJ?
Yeah, so we're tracking the rotation on this storm. We've kind of been trying to get our best picture on it, seeing where the potential for a tornado would be. The National Weather Service still seeing a few areas of rotation. We're seeing that too. It's wherever those reds and the greens do line on up. We're getting a little bit of a difficult picture here. Likely that radar up in the Buffalo area is encountering the Chautauqua Ridge, and it's getting a little bit of a difficult time kind of seeing the scan here. But certainly between Union City and Wattsburg, the places we have been talking about, this is where we could be seeing a potential tornado. We've already seen the funnel cloud in the Waterford area, and we're seeing this continue to work further and further eastward, but it is a slow mover at that. So we're seeing a lot of heavy rainfall. That's why we do have this flash flood warning from pretty much I-79 out towards the Union City area. And we're continuing to see this rotation here just north of Union City between the red and the green, continuing to work further and further eastward, and that's where we got to be taking shelter right now. We're talking all along that Route 6 corridor, further off to the east, Wattsburg, southern portions of it. We're talking Route 8, we're talking Lyons Road. If you are on that road right now, get into a safe place, find a building, a sturdy structure to get in, because we've already had reports here possibly of a funnel cloud and just rotation in the sky. And nonetheless, this tornado warning was not canceled after the first bout. It was expanded or extended here for another 30 minutes. So something we need to keep our eyes on as we keep moving
AJ,
forward.
that's a very good point. This has been extended, so this is very serious. This is not a wolf crying situation out there. If the National Weather Service extends something, they definitely see something. And we do have two reports, not only from Union City but Waterford as well, about rotation and the sites of some funnel clouds out there. Still no reports of any kind of touchdowns or kind of damage, but we do have reports of hail in size of an inch reported here into western portions of Union City earlier on today. So we do have some strong, not only strong winds and heavy rains, we do have hail that can be a problem. And when hail is moved around by strong gusty winds, it becomes very violent, and it could ruin the siding of your house, your car as well. And all in all, so you don't necessarily have to be in the tornado warning. Here's that hail track that we've seen throughout the day. Of course, the light blues are there, the darker purples, and that represent those heavier and bigger hail that has come on through the area. So we are seeing that hail almost 2 inches. Well, there it is. We're talking about 2-inch size hail out there. And these queries are from that area there, AJ?
Correct.
Yeah, so we're talking 2 inches. That can injure you, smash your windshield of your car. Hey, click that severe thunderstorm warning. So now we're into Warren County. Now we have a severe thunderstorm warning just popped on up here into Erie County, Warren County. This includes Pittsfield, Youngsville, Warren, Scandia is on the outside of this, but it's close to you as well. Columbus, Big Bear too. So that severe thunderstorm warning now issued for Warren County until 7 p.m. This is Doppler Max for you. These come up instantly. It tells us exactly what's going on. Doppler Max working really well today. So that severe thunderstorm warning, I'm not sure what the new news is on that. It's still Ashtabula, Lake Geauga County, still till 7 o'clock or so. It may have been extended, or there might be a few little new variations of wind and possible direction. So you can see there Warren and into Ashtabula County. This is that line of showers and thunderstorms that we were very concerned about throughout the day. We were telling you about this, that we thought about 7 o'clock or so is when we would see this move on shore. We're within that 45-minute range right now. That white that you see here on Doppler Max, that represents hail. And the hail has been destructive today. I have seen pictures of, oh, thank you. That's very helpful out there as well. Oh, it has to be in play mode, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Nonetheless, you'll have to draw it there. But that hail there is something that is very important to watch, because I have seen pictures of siding being destroyed on house. It has to be in the super play mode.
Do you want to do that?
No, I don't want to do it. Let's not do it. We'll just drive the bus together here for us for now. All right, again, let's take a look outside. This is good to show here. We're seeing some darkening skies. Remember, across the lake, we were watching those storms moving on across the lake on Doppler Max, and you can see here's some of those dark skies out there. Bob, I don't know if you can we move this a little bit towards the west a little bit? Take a look at some of those storm possibilities that are moving into our direction. This is the Crime Victim Center. You can see those darkening clouds. This is the next round of storms that will come on through the area. These are the storms here that have set off severe thunderstorm warnings for Ashtabula, Lake Geauga County out into Ohio. So we're watching out here. Not overly dark at this time, not seeing a lot of lightning, but believe me, beyond the horizon, we are anticipating extreme heavy downpours and hail as well across the area. And you can see here in the weather impact, we are looking 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock for this to be an issue for our area with a little bit of a break, and then overnight maybe a few extra showers or so. But right now for the next 11 minutes, we still are under a tornado warning for the south and eastern portions of Erie County that extend all the way from Union City to Corey. We have had a report of rotation in the clouds, at least, maybe a funnel cloud or so. This would be to the south and to the east of Union City. This is where we're seeing some rotation possibilities out here on our velocity. What's that? You got something to say, Eva?
No, I just brought you some water.
Oh, I appreciate you brought us some water. Let's click on that.
No more reports.
Let's click on the next severe weather there for us, see what that is. I'm not sure what they extended the watch. I see now that watch goes all the way down to Oil City. You are now included out there into Venango County, out to Mercer County, out to Forest County too, all the way out to Puxatawney. So again, this is summertime. A lot of folks are traveling. You're watching us online. There's no question about that. We get emails from folks as far down as Pittsburgh sometimes. So you are now under that severe thunderstorm watch that will continue through at least 11 o'clock into our area. But again, we are watching, of course, the tornado warning. No words of touchdowns, but we have confirmation or at least reports of rotation and a sighting of a funnel cloud out towards the Waterford area. I believe it was Lake Road or so. So we're watching that. And AJ drawing a very well, actually, showing us where the areas of concern are here near Elgin, between Elgin and Union City, right along Elgin Road, too, and 176. So if you're in that area, please take shelter immediately. Another what are we talking about, 9 minutes or so for that tornado warning to happen across the area. As we watch that, watch back here towards Waterford, north of Mill Village, north of Edinburgh. We have reports of up to 3 inches of rain falling in an extreme short amount of time, and an additional rain falling too, and we're waiting for more rain to come on back. Let's click on that and see what the new watches and warnings are. Looks like now all of Western New York is now under a severe thunderstorm watch. We told you the last couple of days this is something we were watching, and it is actually coming to fruition at this moment. And you can see here we are all under some kind of watch or warning, and some are more dangerous than others. And right now, of course, we have that tornado warning. Let's see, moving radar. I'm sorry, we got a live shot of Ashtabula? Oh, clouds from Ashtabula. Show me these. I'm not sure what he's saying. Tornado warning for Erie County continues. Do you know what he said?
Nope, I'm not on.
Okay, sorry. Bob, I'm not too sure what you said, but thank you. We're going out towards Ashtabula out here. You can see here that storm making its way on. Oh, here are the clouds. Clouds from Ashtabula. This is from Jameson Hicksonbaugh, who's on there. That is pretty scary, my friends, and this should show you that our threat, our forecast, what we've been telling you for the last few days, that this is a day to prepare for. Looks like it is coming to fruition out there. These clouds really are moving fast. When you see these kind of clouds whipping fast, there are some strong winds associated with it. Now, I'm not seeing any kind of funnel cloud or not, but some folks would think some of that scud would be, but it definitely isn't out there. What are you seeing out there, AJ?
Yeah, so we're seeing, as we expected, this is kind of the major line. Yeah, so that is That is actually just Scud. Scud is typically people think it's a funnel cloud and the storm's rolling in. That's not exactly what that is. That is the leading edge of the storm, but nonetheless, you see that blue-greenish color in the background. That is a clear sign that we're either seeing large hail, a potential for some rotation, as well as a lot of strong wind with this storm. So it doesn't mean a tornado's back there, but most certainly this storm is coming ashore right now, and it will be coming into Erie County. You likely will be seeing a severe thunderstorm warning here for Erie County within the next few minutes. As you can see here with our radar, the motion of this storm just pushing right into Ashtabula and Erie counties. We were wondering if this thing was going to have any less strength, losing it over the lake, even with the storms we've already seen, and that is not the case. As you can see here, the size of this hail core. It's very impressive here, and that's why we're getting that bluish-green color as we were talking about with that live shot we saw with Jameson. So a very strong storm about to come on shore. Erie, Girard, Ashtabula, anywhere along the coastline there of Lake Erie, about to get a very intense bout of not just straight line winds, but even the potential for some hail.
Give me Sarah's cam real quick out there. And one of our concerns, of course, when these storms move across the lake, there's this outflow. There's a push of air that could possibly push water onshore. So if you're onshore, if you're near the shore, we could see a little bit of some rising water out there. Right now, I'm not going to see that, but I just wanted to show you, and you can see the wind starting to shake the camera here on the Ravine Flyer camera out there. So if you do live along the lakeshore communities, please do the necessary precautions to stay safe. You might see an influx of a great deal of water that's moving on, and you just saw those pictures from Ashtabula. That is the leading line right here, that leading edge of that storm and those clouds. And yeah, you can see the flag kind of twirling in different directions out there. The winds are fairly strong out there. As we still watch the tornado warning that's in effect, we're seeing a lot of hail towards Corey, to the north of Corey, Route 6 to 89 too, out towards Union City. You're kind of on the back edge of that, and not looking like much here in that rotation. Maybe it's a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a little bit skewed just because of how far the radar is, but if we look back on our actual reflectivity, whenever you see a little bit of a notch in a storm, that's a sign of the potential for some tornadic activity, and certainly the circulation is there. The velocity scans at the lower levels may not be picking up that lower level circulation, but most certainly we're talking Route 89 just west of the Corey area. Corey, you're definitely seeing some very intense hail at this moment, but this is right where we're watching the potential for a little bit of tornadic activity. Would not be surprised there's a funnel cloud right there, just given the presence we're seeing here on radar. Might not be showing up on our velocity scans. Doesn't really matter. This is getting a better picture, a better kind of composite view of all the radars and what this storm is doing right now. So if you are in Corey, now is the time to seek shelter. That tornado warning continuing on here at least for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, I got another 4 minutes, and again, this is probably a good learning lesson for the rest of the season. If there's ever a tornado warning, we will be on from the beginning of it, which we were, until the end of it. And it doesn't matter if it includes a town of 500 people or 5,000 people. It's important to everybody because we are all affected by weather, and we are seeing severe weather today. Is that still? It's still on there. Okay, so south of Wattsburg, I didn't see the red there. To Union City, to Elgin, Corey out there. We're seeing a lot of heavy rain out here in Corey, and of course another concern is hail. When you get hail and you get a lot of rain, of course that lot of hail, that is a real big concern that these storms are severe, and we're going to continue on for the next 3 minutes and 15 seconds. We're going to stay on, possibly past that, but we have another 3 minutes left on the tornado warning out here into parts of Erie County. To recap, of course, tornado warnings. There have been reports of funnel clouds and rotation in the sky from Waterford out towards Union City, so we are trying to confirm that. We do have crews on the scene out there in the central portions of Erie County, and we also have crews out into Ashtabula. Jameson Hicksonball bringing us those awesome pictures of those clouds moving on in. AJ, you want to pick up on this?
Yeah, so we're seeing actually a pretty good couplet. We saw it on our actual reflectivity, but now we're actually seeing those winds going in different directions here just west of the Corey area. You can see the reds here at Elgin, and then further off to the south is the green. So this air likely going that way, that air going that way. You put 2 + 2 together, you get that circulation. So that's what we're seeing right now. Once again, I do want to stress this is a radar indicated rotation right now. It's nothing confirmed on the ground, but we are seeing certainly this rotation on our Doppler max will continue to push further and further eastward over these next few minutes. So Corey, you are next in line. If you are on Route 6 right now, find the nearest gas station, find your neighbor's house, your friend's house if you're far away from where you should be, and get yourself to the lowest level. Protect yourself as well. We're using blankets, pillows, things like that. If you don't have a basement or you live in an RV home, mobile home, you want to make sure you're getting to a sturdier building, number one, and then number two, getting to an interior room. The best place to be is likely in the bathroom, in the shower. Those walls are the most closed of most houses here across the entirety of the entire nation. So that's where we really want to be going. But over these next few minutes, we're watching this circulation as it pushes further and further eastward. Still only 2 more minutes on that tornado warning, but I would not be surprised if it does get extended here based on our latest radar observations. We'll likely be seeing also a severe thunderstorm warning, which we got to keep tracking here just for Erie County as well. Ashtabula, we saw those live shots. A lot of hail, a lot of damaging winds, even the potential for some tornadic activity with that line as it continues to push on through. But the latest scans coming in showing a pretty good couplet here of rotation. You can see the reds and the greens meeting right there south of Elgin. Could be seeing a funnel cloud or potential just a very good mesocyclone. That's what forms those tornadic storms. And then we do see that pushing further and further eastward. A little bit of a radar mishap there, but that happens here with how far our radars are. And that's exactly where we're seeing that notch in the storm too. So we'll have to keep you updated here on those latest updates regarding the tornado warning.
All right.